on, Chicago Bears? We're getting closer to week 1 against the Vikings. What's going on? It's Bears' latest Fan Art Sports. I'm Dan Levy. The Green Bay Packers suck. There you go. Mark it off on your bingo card. I said it. It's there declared. If anybody disagrees, bring it to me in that comment section, which everybody has been doing. I've enjoyed the comment section. Keep it coming. Some people said that they think that I'm not a Caleb Williams fan, that everything was his fault last season. Let me put that one to bed real quick. I do not think Caleb Williams is a bad quarterback. I'm all in on Caleb. If this was a poker game, I'd be pushing in the chips. Caleb, we trust you. Caleb, we believe in you. But in case you don't, Tyson Bagent is right there for you, and they extended his contract in case you are. So that's them, not me. I believe in Caleb. I want Caleb Williams to succeed. I want Ben Johnson to succeed. I want this Bears team to take the leap and go to a different level this season. That's what we're banking on. That's why we started this channel here at Bears' latest Fan Art Sports. It's off the strength of what this Bears team could be. It's the reason why I'm even here. It's the reason why I'm telling you to share with all your friends, because we're talking Bears. We're enjoying Bears. We're excited about it. And yes, I am a radio guy here in Chicago. I've covered the Bears for 13 years. I've been around these players. I know what's going on. I'm tapped in. I'm here on the home ground, boots on the floor in Chicago. And I'm bringing you all the stories, the headlines, and rumors, and giving my opinion. So I may not break any stories, but we will react to things, and we will discuss things, especially as the season moves along, and especially as we get into hallowed ground here, as week 1 is just a few days away. Monday Night Football, the Bears will square off against the Minnesota Vikings. Prime time, Monday Night Football, Chicago, Soldier Field. Let's get to it. Let's talk Bears football, shall we? We begin first. Ben Johnson took to the stage, took to the press conference, and he had a lot to say going into what his week 1 is, let alone what's happening with everybody and what's going on, this whole hoopla of everything that's been going on. It's also his first game as a head coach, and he chatted about what the prep was going into when he starts to focus on week 1 and what goes into his brain as he starts to get ready for week 1.
You know, the players are still trying to figure out what that game week's truly going to look like. We'll get in a rhythm here the further along we go, but the coaching staff as well. It's a lot of our guys, it's our first time with me, and you know, I give them a lot of credit. I mean, they're working their tails off, and they really just want to do it within the vision of the head coach, which I really appreciate. I got a great group, great staff around me, and so I'm charged with just making sure, give them clear guidelines on what we want this thing to look like, and we're taking it day by day right now, and by the time we get to Monday night, we'll be ready to go.
I love that. Ben Johnson, those are good things to hear. Again, we've heard a lot of cool things about Ben going into the season. Again, he was the #1 offensive coordinator. He was the guy that drove that Detroit Lions to be Super Bowl contenders, where they were a laughing stock for the last 10, 15 years of the NFL, if not even more than that. Ben Johnson turned that club around, and we're looking for that as well. The only thing is he is the head coach. So for him, there's a little bit more at stake than just coming in here and running this offense. He has to know that everything is working front and back, and he has surrounded himself with the top of the top, with guys, all coordinators, and anybody else that is in his ears. He is doing this the right way. And I love the things that he's been saying in terms of prep, and I love the fact that he's going into things week by week, and he's even explained that his entire week is based on what things are going on the practice field, what things look like. So that way when it comes to Sunday and Monday, he has things prepped and ready to go. So Ben Johnson is a big week for him, just as much as it is for Caleb Williams and the rest of this roster. Speaking of roster, we get over towards Jalen Johnson, where, again, we announced yesterday that he admitted he had a groin injury, and that's what sidelined him from mid-July all the way through training camp. And then after hinting on Tuesday that he was close to being cleared, he was able to practice and participate in a portion of practice open to the media. The Bears are not required to release an official injury report until sometime today, but Johnson admitted his conditioning still needs work before he can be game ready. His status leading up to Monday night's opener against the Vikings are going to be closely monitored, but teammates are already excited for him to return. Jaquan Brisker said that he is eager to see Johnson back on the field. He said he knows he's itching to get back out there, and he Can't wait to see him. Brisker himself was back in practice after he left with the trainer last week. He clarified that it was not an injury, but a personal matter that was resolved that same day. So that's good to know. Other injury notes for the Bears. Linebacker T.J. Edwards was the only starter not to be seen during the media availability portion of practice on Wednesday. So that is actually okay, but we'll see whether or not he is okay, and we're going to see what happens with him. We will closely monitor that. DJ Moore, again, they are making it where he is starting to look like a guy who can actually take some snaps and do some things that is a running back. And he is drawing comparisons to Deebo Samuel, saying, I've heard these comparisons, can't get away from it, not with social media. But when asked about the comparison was accurate, Moore responded, nah, I love Deebo, but I am myself. So that's what's going on. Now, as we move along over towards things to also look for the Minnesota Vikings, let's talk about that. They are going to probably be without a key defender on Monday night. Safety Harrison Smith, a 6-time Pro Bowler, has missed 3 weeks with an undisclosed issue. Head coach Kevin O'Connell said he hopes Smith can increase his workload during the week. So whether or not he's going to be out there and whether or not he may actually play, or he may be out there, he may be gone for 3 weeks, we don't know yet. We don't know the status of Harrison Smith. If he's gone, good. If he's not there, if he's there and he's going to be doing well, he's going to be somebody we got to worry about. And he's not the only person that we got to worry about on the Vikings, according to Ben Johnson.
Dallas Turner was a first-rounder a year ago that he's going to be coming to his own here year two. And then I think they really upgraded their interior defensive line as well. I think that gets overlooked a little bit between Jonathan Allen and Hargrave. So, I think the beauty of the defense, once again, I said it yesterday, is they create a lot of one-on-one matchups. And when you have guys that they feel good about winning their one-on-ones, that it puts a lot of stress on our guys. But, I think we know the task at hand. We'll see how practice goes here this week. And, it's hard to have any breather plays this week. It's just the nature of how Flo calls it. And, we got to be locked in if we want to have success against this defense.
So that's what's going on. The Vikings, it's going to be a tough one. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. As far as the NFC North is concerned, I'm not very concerned with the Detroit Lions. I think they're going to have a pretty rough season. They're going to be okay. They're not going to be terrible. It's not the Jenga pieces aren't going to fall that hard. They're still going to have a great momentum. They still have an amazing head coach, and they still have a lot of great talent on that team. We did take away the offensive coordinator, and we'll see how that affects them. Not concerned about the Packers, especially with news coming out that Micah Parsons is going to probably be injured and he may or may not perform. I do not trust Jordan Love, and their offensive line is looking like the Bears' offensive line from a year ago. So if there's one team I do have concerns about, it's this Vikings. It's going to be a tough game. J.J. McCarthy, he's a rookie quarterback coming in, but they've already shown that with their system, with their talent, with what they have to provide, they're going to be a tough one. They are a plug and play. They made Sam Darnold into a good quarterback where everybody lost hope on him. So as we start to make our way going into week one, listen, I'm all for the Bears. I'm all for Caleb Williams, but if there's going to be a test, it's definitely going to be week one. I'm pumped for this. I can't wait to see what they do, but even the Bears are trying to figure out how to prepare, and Ben Johnson went into what it's going to be like when he starts getting Caleb Williams ready, not for this game itself, but how he plans to do it this entire season. Ben?
I think we'll have a real good feel as a coaching staff what we're going to get out of Caleb on Monday night with how he approaches the next few days. And it's going to help dictate how I call the game as well. How much we put the ball on really in his hands and on his shoulders to carry us through, or it's everybody on this offense is going to have to carry the load at some point here this game. You talked about all the one-on-ones up front with our O-line, but I think our backs got to hold up in protection. Our tight ends got to be involved. Our receivers have to be physical. I mean, it's everybody here. So we'll see over the course of the week what that looks like, but
so that's what's going to happen with that one. Those guys are definitely prepping for what's going on. Yes, Caleb Williams, every week it's going to look different. And what he said in that entire offense is going to have to bring it. That also is in the face of DeAndre Swift, which a lot of people are saying that he is primed to take a leap and he is primed to have a giant comeback after last season's debacle of a season. So DeAndre Swift, it's on you. Running backs, wide receiver room, that's all going to be on you guys. The wide receivers especially. DJ Moore, you're going to be flexing between the wide receiver and the running back. Can't wait to see it. As far as Roma Dunze, you're supposed to take a leap. Can't wait to see it. And also, 2 tight ends will be featured, Cole Kmet as well as Colston Loveland. That is also going to be something that everybody's going to have to take a piece and get involved with. So the fact that Ben Johnson is already coaching for that and knows what's going into that and preparing his players to be that gives me hope and pride. Now, before we bow out of this episode, we're going to hit a quick little mention. Former Chicago Bear legend, one of the greatest to ever put on a Chicago Bear jersey, Dan Hampton, took to the radio on his show and was actually discussing about what he was not very happy with Caleb Williams with his sideline dress. When he was playing against the Bills, when he was playing against the Chiefs, they did not like that he was not suited up and booted up for the game itself. They did not like that he was in sideline attire, and that was it. I love Dan Hampton. I love Ed O'Branovich. I've been around those guys. I've worked with those guys. Very cool guys. I don't think this is anything that those guys should be worried about. Right now, if you've heard the past couple of seasons and watch what's gone on with the Bears, and you've heard the Dan Hampton and Ed O'Branovich shows where they are crushing Bears. Even when the Bears win, those guys are crushing. It's a great listen. I love those guys. But to be honest, this is what I'm saying to you guys as far as a whole. You have to put away every past expectation. This isn't the 1980s Dan Hampton. This is not the 1970s or the 60s when you guys were reigning kings in Chicago. We have had to have a culture shift. What Caleb Williams does with his clothes on the sidelines, what his nails look like, I don't care. Bears fans don't really give a hoot when it comes to what these guys look like and what they're doing when they're not playing on the field. If Caleb Williams is not performing, if he sucks and we got to get him out of there, if he's injured, we got to get someone out there, I still don't really care about what he looks like or his nails. And we get rid of him and he's like Justin Fields and Mitch Trubisky, all playing for other teams, all out of our hair, someone else to worry about. But if the one thing that you're worried about going into week 1 is Caleb Williams' fingernails or what he's dressed like on the sidelines when he's taken out of a game, I think you're not concentrating, and I don't think you're focused on what really needs to be focused on, and that is Caleb Williams needs to perform. He needs to show why he was the number 1 draft pick this season and why he deserves to be the generational talent that the younger generation of fans and players all say that he is. Can he do that? Can he be that guy? Can he be the person that we all are looking for to take this team to quarterback imaginations that we've only dreamt about? We've been dreaming for the last, Sid Luckman to have a QB that is generational and can do things. Jim McMahon is the last time I watched a quarterback and went, that's my guy. I love Jay Cutler. I thought he was great, but in the end of the day, he was not performing the way we were hoping he would. Every time we get a good quarterback, Super Bowl's the bar. The bar is the Super Bowl. Rex Grossman got us there. He had a lot of help, but that is the bar. So, Caleb, that's what it is. I could care less about your fingernails. I don't care how you dress. I don't even care how you treat the media. Win. 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 And at the end of the day, not just beat the season, not just take on everything that's going on, smoke the Green Bay Packers because they suck. Once again, it's Bears Latest Fan Art Sports. I'm Dan Levy. Thanks for joining me. Once again, hit me in the comments section. Let me know what your thoughts are going into this week 1 against the Vikings. Are you concerned? Are you pumped? What is your status level of concern or happy? Where is your mind at going into week 1 against the Vikings? I'm here for it. It's Bears Latest Fan Art Sports. I'm Dan Levy. The Packers suck. Keep it here and hit the notifications bell. We're pumping out these episodes daily. Thanks again for joining me. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and share with all your Bear friends. This is where we bear down. Take care.